Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Works for December 11, 2019. Roll call.
Val Gomez,
Present.
William Allen,
Present.
Lena Guzman.
Present.
Okay, we have on our agenda, we have the minutes of the regular meeting November 25th, 2019. Can I entertain a motion to approve as written?
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Val Gomez,
Yes.
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, we have no correspondence. We'll move on to new business. First item on our agenda, we have a special hearing on 1305 through 19 East Chicago Avenue. At this moment, if anyone has any comments on the proposal, I believe it's a purchase for 1305 through 19 East Chicago Avenue. She wasn't here for that.
No, I think she had something for the other boards.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
No, we thought she was, but apparently she wasn't. She's here for the next meeting, I believe.
Board of Safety. Possibly for the Board of Safety.
Board of Safety's at 5:30, I think, or 5. Okay. Okay, so we have no comments for the public hearing. Any comments from the public? Okay, there being no further comments, I will close the hearing section of our agenda, and we'll move on to the other items under new business. First item is Resolution 2019-1305-19 on East Chicago Avenue. Resolution of the East Chicago, the agenda has 19. The resolution is 2019-35. A resolution of the Chicago Board of Public Works approving and authorizing the sale of 1305 through 19 East Chicago Avenue. Mr. Morseroad, are you going to speak on this?
Richard Morrisville, Assistant City Attorney. This transaction has been pending for at least 2 to 3 months. Mr. Sahi is buying it. He's assuming the environmental liabilities. I understand the price to be in the range of $25,000. You're approving that. You're being asked to approve that, and Macaulay Realty, which has been working on it with Mr. Sahi in behalf of the city, has set for a closing, I believe, in the next week. I know it's before the end of the year.
Okay. I know we took action on this property before. We actually passed the purchase agreement.
It may be to pass. Do you have a written resolution before you?
Yes, we have a...
I would ask that you would adopt the resolution, and I think certainly based on the prior action you've taken and on this, she should be able to go forward and close on the realty.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments on Resolution 2019-35?
None.
There being no further questions or comments,
Excuse me.
Pardon?
Excuse me, none.
there being no further questions or comments, entertain a motion to approve Resolution 2019-35, a resolution of the East Chicago Board of Public Works approving and authorizing the sale of 1305 through 19 East Chicago Avenue.
Second.
Roll call?
Val Gomez,
Yes?
William Allen,
Yes.
Lena Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next item on our agenda, we have contracts for the 2019 Phase 2 Board of Safety demolition of unsafe structures. I believe we have 3 contracts, one with WNR Site Services, another one with Acton, and a third with J&M Industrial Services.
Hello. James Portalatin, East Chicago Building Department. Before you have three contracts. These were the properties that were awarded, bidded and awarded on Monday, December 9th. The first contract that you would have would be for three properties for Acton at the total price of $34,800. The following contract would be JM Wrecking for 16 properties at a total price of $214,288. And then lastly, DNR has one property at $21,500.
And these are all based on our findings from last meeting where these were where we opened the bids and these are the ones you recommended to be
Correct.
awarded. This is just a formal contract that we're approving.
Yes.
Any questions or comments? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the contracts for Phase 3 with DNR Site Services, Acton, and J&M Industrial Services for the Board of Safety demolition of unsafe structures.
Second.
Roll call?
Doug Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next on our agenda, we have from Building Department also, you have STM Enterprises. I believe we have their rates scheduled.
Yes, this is their 2020 proposal to continue the services. They are the contractors, in case of any emergency, we call them for board up or any emergency service, and the rates are exactly the same as last year,
And this is as needed then?
as needed.
Okay. Any questions or comments? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve STM's rate schedule for 2020 for emergency board up for the building department.
Second.
Roll call?
Doug Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next on our agenda, we have from Konica Minolta from Multimedia. I believe it's upgrade proposal.
Yes. We're basically upgrading our copier because our other one they no longer have parts for.
Okay, and I believe purchase price is $11,980.
Mhm.
Is that the,
We went through Kevin as well to make sure that the rates were all the same.
okay,
They
so
were.
you went through IT department?
Mhm.
Okay. Any questions or comments? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the proposal from Konica Minolta for the upgrade copier for our multimedia department in the amount of $11,980.
Second.
Roll call?
Doug Gomez.
Yes?
William Allen.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Okay, next we have our agenda. We have change orders 2. We have change orders 2, 3, and 4 from HASI pertaining to the Block Stadium improvement site utilities.
Good afternoon, Keith Selvey, Director of Public Works. Yes, Mr. President, what you have are 3 change orders for our Block Stadium project. The first being a change order for, we needed to increase the water pipe from 8 inches to 16 inches, and that change order came to $1,149. The second change order was for $6,122.90, and it was to adjust the proposed storm sewer from the existing irrigation system. So they had to do some changing to the actual plan because of the irrigation system. And then the final change order is for $6,135, and that was some unforeseen foundations that were actually under where we're going to be building the building. So they actually had to cut through it and remove it and so forth.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments on change orders 2, 3, and 4? No? There being no further questions or comments, I entertain a motion to approve the change order request through HASI for change orders 2, 3, and 4 for the Block Stadium project.
Second.
Roll call?
Doug Gomez.
Yes?
William
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
Thank you.
I believe that concludes our new business. We have no other business. Our next regular meeting will be Wednesday, January 8th, 2020 at 4:30 p.m. As that concludes our business, entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Roll call?
Ralph Gomez.
Yes.
Ian Ellis.
Yes.
Rena Guzman.
Yes.
I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Safety, December 11, 2019, 5:30 p.m. We will follow the agenda we have in front of us. May we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, correspondence we have received correspondence from the Fire Department, training report, absentee report, equipment report, and fire prevention bureau report for November 2019. Would there be any questions or comments? Chief?
Good evening, board members. Yes, what you have before you are regular monthly reports. This one is for the month of November.
Any questions from the board?
I have.
Okay, I'll take a motion to approve.
I approve.
Is there a second? Okay, it's motion probably second. Excuse me, now any questions? There are no
None.
questions? I have none. Okay. Questions, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, board members, and Merry Christmas to you all.
Same to you. Building Department?
Good evening, Mr. President and Board. We have several matters ready to go for you this evening. These are all new demolitions with one status. Demolition that did not make the agenda, but I can give you that address. It's 3809 Ivy. That was the only status. Otherwise, these would be first-time demolitions.
Okay, so
All
we
right.
can just we can go through all of them.
Yeah, and if you'd like, I can run through the ones that were here, and then we can run through the ones that were be entered because no one appeared.
Okay,
If
that'd
you'd
be
like.
fine.
All right. So the ones that are here, or I should say are or were, most likely were here. Yes, were here.
Okay, if you want to just run through that.
I can.
However you want to do it.
Sure. Okay, I'll just run through. 1102 East 138th Street front. This property, we had a tax deed owner present, Duco Disaster Service LLC. They want to enter a rehab agreement. It'll be set over for status for February 26th of 2020. 606 150th Street, no one appears, and we would request the order be entered as the order be affirmed as presented due to the condition of the home as we've presented to the board. 3912 Alder Street front, Mr. Casillas from JLC Northwest Acquisitions, the owner, was present. A permit has been pulled for the roof and dormers. He showed us some new photos. Mr. Portalatin would like to set that over for status for 4/22 of 19. 4/22 of 20. 3926 Alexander Avenue. Mr. Decker, the attorney for the tax sale purchaser, appeared, and we are going to request the board to affirm the order as presented due to the conditions of the property, but stay that order until the status date of February 26th of 2020. 4808 Alexander. No one is appearing. However, the owner would like to enter into a rehab agreement, so we would request that the board affirm the order as presented and set for a status for February 26th of 2020. 1802 Broadway Street. Oh, wait. Yep.
You would also like to enter rehab, we could do demo and set for status.
Okay, so on 1802 Broadway, the owner had reached out to Reliable Real Estate Northwest Indiana, has reached out to Mr. Portalatin today, and we would request the board affirm the order as presented and due to the condition of the property, and stay that matter until February 26th of 2020 so that Mr. Portalatin can hopefully work out a rehab agreement by that time. 3806 Catalpa and 3808 Catalpa, both are owned by Mr. Morris. On 3806 Catalpa, we're just going to set it over for a status hearing of February 26th of 2020. And for 3808 Catalpa, we would request the board affirm the order as presented due to the condition of the property and set it for February 26th of 2020 for status so that we can determine whether or not a rehab agreement could be in place. The reason we're doing it a little different is 3808 Catalpa is in much worse condition. 516 to 518 Columbus, this is owned by the Vitimus family, Vitimus Inc., and they've contacted, Mr. Maish is the attorney. He contacted me today, and I know he's been in contact with Mr. Portalatin, the Vitimus family has, and they are more than willing to kind of get everything in order. They actually still use the building for storage and things, so it's in order, and I think we'll be able to reach an agreement with them. So we're going to set this over for April 22nd of 2020, and no order will be entered at this time on that one. 3927 Deodore Street, Mr. Alarcon was here, Mr. Jose Alarcon. He is a contract owner. He's pulled permits for the roof, and we're simply going to set this over for February 26th of 2020 for status. 4907 Drummond Street, Lee Smith, the Great Start LLC manager, was here this evening. There has been some work done on that property. It's not in terrible shape. So Mr. Portalatin has just requested a status on that property for April 22nd of 2020.
Kevin, let me interrupt.
Yes.
Why are some of these going for status in February and some in April?
It just depends on the amount of work done or on whether or not the leash needs to be short or long, based on Mr. Portalatin's viewing of the property.
We've seen some progress in the ones on 422.
Mm-hmm.
If I see that the property pretty much is almost completed, but the masonry and the tuck pointing
Okay.
needed, and
Okay,
I know
I
that
understand
that's
that.
kind of
Yeah,
hard
sure,
for it
I
to
get
you
it.
do
Okay.
in cold weather.
I was just asking. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Mr. Portalatin has kind of, I think, weighed the
I get it.
condition.
No, I get it. That makes perfect sense. So, keep it on its toes.
Yes. 4117 Grand Boulevard in the front. Permits have been obtained and work is in progress on this property. Mr. Portalatin has asked for a February status of 2/26/20. James, did you want to enter the order on that one or no? Just hold. 4117 Grand Boulevard. Okay, based on the condition of the property, which is a single-family home with boarded-up windows, the soffits rotting and failing, the wood window frames are deteriorating, chimneys missing tuck pointing, and the roof shingles appear to be damaged, we would request that order be affirmed as presented with a February 26, 2020 date of status.
James, may I just ask that? That's a very nice block generally. Is the brickwork, is it brick structure? I mean, is it one that should be a candidate for rehab rather than demolition if possible?
Well, when we sent it to the order, it's not necessary we're going to demolish it, but it's in the condition that I would say that it needs to have.
No, and I understand that. I have no objection. I just was curious because of the block. I stop regularly at the McDonald's right around the corner, and
Well, then you can keep an eye on the rehab, Mr. Morrisroe, and make sure things are moving right along.
very good. I will take that on.
Thank you.
You.
3764 Guthrie, based on the condition of the property, I did get a message from Ms. Carter. She lives in Las Vegas. This was a rehab that actually, I'm sorry, this was a demo back from 2014, and there's a lot of owners. It's the Carter family. I'm not sure if we know them or we don't know them, but the point is that there's a lot of owners in it. This woman has always been good about contacting, but unsure about how to rehab the property. So I don't know if the board would remember, back in 2014, there was a gentleman named Mr. McMillan, who visited City Hall, had a conversation with some folks, said he was going to rehab it. It never happened. So we're going on like kind of a 5-year process here, so we would request the order be entered and be affirmed as presented. The order be affirmed as presented on this property.
This one at times been a food store.
It is a commercial property, yes.
Yeah, right there, across from the church.
Yep, yes, exactly, it's right on the corner.
What I'm talking about. Yeah, that's been tough. I mean, they've tried, you've seen the paint job go up there or something, but, okay. So we'll take the recommendation.
All right.
Consideration.
3618 Hemlock, Mr. Corcovan was here, he's the new owner. Mr. Poso was also here, he's the former owner. Permits have been pulled, and it appears there is work being done on the property, so we're going to set this over for status for February 26th. 4831 McCook, Mr. Mark Reynolds was here, he's a manager, president of the owner, Black Hall Partner 12. They are a rehab or type of, I guess I don't want to call it a flipping company, but whatever, they rehab and then sell. He's out of Homewood. He said he's getting refinancing to do 5 or 6 homes in East Chicago that they own. However, due to the condition of the property, we would request the order be affirmed as presented and set this for status of February 26th. 4834 McCook, Mr. Magana was here. Due to the fact that permits have been pulled, we're going to allow him to continue to do work on the roof and other parts of the property and set this for status of February 26th of 2020. 4920 McCook, no one appears. There's been no contact. We would request the order be affirmed as presented. Based upon the condition of the property, we do have service. And finally, 3809 Ivy, which wasn't on the agenda but is up for status. Mr. Tremaine Hemingway was here. He is still waiting for the tax deed, and we've asked him to please come on February 26th of 2020 to inform us of the status of that, as well as hopefully there's a really big mess in the backyard and he's said that that's the first order of business once he gets the deed, is it's going to be picked up and cleaned up, and he has every intention of once he's the tax deed owner to rehab the property. So it's just a little bit of a waiting game, and Mr. Portalatin he's been in contact. He's been here I think 3 or 4 times as well. So he's been good about keeping in contact during the process. So we're going to set that over for February 26th. I believe that completes our report.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Smith. Is there a motion to accept the recommendation of the building department as presented?
I second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions?
I have none.
There are no questions. We'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. I need to go back and call for a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes of November 13th, 2019.
I second.
It's been moved and properly second. Are there any questions on the minutes?
I have none.
Any questions?
None.
If there are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Is there any audience participation?
Mr. President? Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Okay.
Mr. President, could we recall property 3435 First Street? I'm not sure if I addressed the board on that one or not.
I think, no, maybe you did.
Yeah, that was, and I think I might have just skipped it over in my notes. I apologize.
I don't have it checked off.
3435 First Street, Ms. Rose Mundo was here today. However, she does not have an ownership interest. There are some permits pulled. In speaking with Mr. Portalatin, we'd like to enter the order as presented, and we'll monitor the property and set it over for status of February 26th.
Okay. Is there a motion to also further accept 3435 4th Street?
I so move on that.
Okay, it's been moved and properly second. Any questions?
I have none.
Any questions? If there are no questions, we'll take a vote. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. There is no audience for participation. Interested in participating, the next meeting will be January 8th, 2020 at 5:30 p.m. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I so move. I second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right. How's everything?
Everything on fine.
Good to see you.
Did you know my grandson, Antoine?
Yeah, sure.
We went down to his house for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Stayed down there 5 days. He moved and over here.
Yourself?
nice turn.